The same grain, 9,000 years apart.
Take a second and look at this aisle. Truly look at it. Corn syrup, cornstarch, corn-derived citric acid, corn-fed livestock. Single ancient grain is quietly the operating system of this entire building, and it started as a useless wild weed.
Bloody conquests, engineered empires, a biological theft that rewrote the menu of the entire planet. To understand how a single weed, the most powerful plant in human history, we need to go back to the very beginning.
We didn't just eat this plant. According to our oldest stories, we are made of it. According to the Popol Vuh, the sacred Mayan book of creation, the gods tried wood, they tried clay, both crumbled. The third material, the one that worked, was corn dough.
In the beginning, corn did not belong to humanity. The gods of Mesoamerica locked it inside a mountain, sealed it away as the ultimate source of life, a substance so sacred it could not simply be found. It had to be stolen.
This is Teosinte. It grows wild across Mexican highlands and it tastes like nothing. Its seeds are locked in stone casings. No kernels, just this, a weed. And somehow, without a single laboratory, without genomics, they turned it into the most powerful crop in human history.
Every corn kernel you have ever eaten exists because of decisions like this one. A single farmer, a single stockman call made 9,000 years ago that was so right it echoed forward through every generation of the crop. This is what it means to be humanity's oldest plant engineers.
Tenochtitlan, 1400 CE. Island city, larger than any city in Europe at this moment in history.
The lake is wild meadow crop to an imperial food engine. Corn grew year-round. The lake became a farm. And this agricultural genius was the real engine behind the most powerful empire in Mesoamerica.
Hernán Cortés landed with 550 soldiers and 16 horses. His mandate from the Spanish crown was clear: gold, claim territory, convert the population. Neither side understood that what was about to be stolen would change the diet of every human being alive for the next 5 centuries.
The Spanish generals understood something crucial. Tenochtitlan was a city that needed to be fed. 200,000 people cannot eat stone. 75 days of controlled starvation, until one of the greatest cities in the world surrendered. Not to an army, but to an empty food store. 3 objects in this hold. 3 thefts: the gold, the corn, and the cacao, taken from a civilization that had used it as money, that had given it the name chocolat, drunk it as a sacred bitter ceremony every single morning in the court of Moctezuma. Within 50 years of corn arriving in Europe, a new disease began tearing through the rural poor. They called it Pellagra. The symptoms read like a horror: cracking skin that turns black, severe diarrhea, dementia, and eventually death. Wherever the corn was adopted as a staple food, without understanding it, the dying followed.
This is Nixtamalization, and it is one of the most important chemical discoveries in human culinary history. The process is simple: alkali plus corn plus heat equals unlocked nutrition. What the indigenous women of Mesoamerica worked out through generations of experimentation is that without this step, corn is not a complete food. It will fill you. It will not nourish you. The difference between those two things is the difference between survival and pellagra.
In 1937, Conrad Elvesham at the University of Wisconsin identified niacin as the missing compound. He didn't invent a cure, he rediscovered one that had existed for millennia, in the form of nixtamalization. Every pellagra death between 1520 and 1937 was preventable. If anyone had thought to ask the people they conquered how to properly prepare the crop they'd stolen.
Once the nutritional danger was managed, once science understood what the indigenous women had always known, corn stopped being a controversial import and became an industrial weapon. In the United States, it met the mechanized farm and the railroad, and the result was the Corn Belt, the most productive agricultural region in human history.
High fructose corn syrup. It's in your soda, your bread, your salad dressing, your baby formula, your ketchup. It was introduced to the American food supply in the 1970s because it was cheaper than cane sugar and had a longer shelf life. Within 20 years, it was everywhere.
So the next time you pour a soft drink, open a box of cereal, fill your fuel tank, look closer. The plant that started as a useless wild grass is still here. Still inside almost everything you eat. We didn't conquer corn. Corn was always the one doing the conquering.
Do subscribe and like our channel.
In the shadow of pyramids touching the sky, the gods gave a grain that would never die. From Teosinte grass to golden fields of light, the Maya and Aztec watched a miracle rise. Restless oceans, the tall ships sailed, chasing silver and kingdoms, leaving empires frail. Yet hidden below decks in weathered wooden holds lay seeds more precious than all their stolen gold. Through villages and kingdoms the golden harvest spread, feeding growing nations from the living earth they fed. Across Europe, Africa and distant Asian lands, a grain born in Mexico passed through countless hands. Then iron wheels thundered across endless plains. Steam and steel transformed the ancient grain. From sacred field to factory, from farmer to machine, corn became the engine of the modern dream. One seed, one story, 9,000 years long. A weed became an empire, a whisper became a song. From ancient fires to supermarket lights, the grain that conquered the world still